Welcome to this comprehensive guide on punctuation marks. In this presentation, we will explore all the commonly used punctuation marks in the English language. You will learn what each punctuation mark looks like, when to use it, and see clear examples. Punctuation is essential for making your writing clear, organized, and easy to understand. So let us get started. So what exactly is punctuation? Punctuation is the set of marks we use to regulate text and clarify their meanings. These marks help us separate or link words, phrases, and clauses in our writing. Without punctuation, our sentences would run together and become confusing. There are 4 key reasons why punctuation matters. First, clarity. Punctuation prevents misunderstanding. Second, structure. It organizes our ideas logically. Third, tone. It helps convey emotions and emphasis. And fourth, readability. It makes text much easier to follow. In this presentation, we will cover 15 commonly used punctuation marks, each with clear examples. Our first punctuation mark is the full stop, also called a period. This small dot is placed at the end of a sentence to indicate that a complete thought has been expressed. For example, the sentence, "I speak English," ends with a full stop. The full stop is the most commonly used punctuation mark in the English language. Every declarative sentence, that is, a sentence that makes a statement, ends with a full stop. It tells the reader to pause before moving on to the next sentence. Number 2 is the comma. The comma is a very important punctuation mark. It is used to show a separation of ideas or elements within a sentence. Think of it as a short pause when you're reading aloud. For example, in the sentence "I speak English, Hindi, and Telugu," the commas separate the 3 languages in the list. Commas are also used after introductory phrases and before conjunctions in compound sentences. Using commas correctly helps your reader follow your ideas smoothly. Number 3 is the exclamation mark. An exclamation mark is used to indicate strong feelings or emotions in a sentence. These emotions can be fear, anger, surprise, joy, or love. For example, when someone is in danger, they might cry out, "Help! Help!" The exclamation marks here show urgency and strong emotion. However, in formal writing, it is best to use exclamation marks sparingly. If you overuse them, they lose their impact and effectiveness. Number 4 is the question mark. We use the question mark at the end of all direct questions. A direct question is one that asks something and expects an answer. For example, "What is your name?" This is a direct question, so it ends with a question mark. An important point to remember is that indirect questions do not use a question mark. For instance, the sentence, "She asked what my name was," is an indirect question and ends with a full stop instead. Number 5 is the colon. The colon is most commonly used when you are about to introduce a list or a series of items. For example, the bookstore specializes in 3 subjects: art, architecture, and graphic design. The colon here tells the reader that a list is coming. Colons are also used within headings or descriptive titles. For example, human resource management, guidelines for telephone advisors. The colon connects the main title with the subtitle. Number 6 is the semicolon. A semicolon has 2 main uses. First, it can join 2 closely related sentences without using a conjunction like and or but. For example, "I like your brother, he's a good friend." Here, both parts of the sentence are related, and the semicolon connects them smoothly. Second, semicolons are used in lists when the items themselves already contain commas. For example, the conference was attended by delegates from Paris, France, Colombo, Sri Lanka, and Mumbai, India. The semicolons help the reader clearly distinguish between the different locations. Number 7 is quotation marks. We use quotation marks to show the exact words someone has said. This is called direct speech. For example, quote, "I am going to the school now," end quote, "she said." The quotation marks tell the reader that these are the speaker's exact words. In American English, double quotation marks are the standard. In British English, single quotation marks are more commonly used. Quotation marks can also be used to highlight titles or specific terms. Number 8 is the apostrophe. The apostrophe has 2 main uses in English. The first use is for contractions. A contraction is when 2 words are combined into one, and the apostrophe shows where letters have been removed. For example, I am becomes I'm, and do not becomes don't. The second use is to show possession or ownership. For example, the girl's hat is red. The apostrophe before the letter S tells us the hat belongs to the girl. A common mistake is confusing its, meaning belonging to it, with its, which is a contraction for it is. Number 9 is the hyphen. The hyphen is a short horizontal line used to link words together. It is commonly used to create compound words. For example, son hyphen in hyphen law, which refers to the husband of one's daughter. Another example is 30-5, which is the number 35 written as a compound word. It is important not to confuse the hyphen with a dash. A hyphen is shorter and joins words together, while a dash is longer and separates parts of a sentence. Number 10 is the dash. A dash is a longer horizontal line compared to the hyphen, and it is used to separate parts of a sentence. It creates a strong pause or adds extra information. For example, you are the friend, dash, the only friend. Here, the dash emphasizes the phrase, the only friend, and adds dramatic effect. Dashes are useful for inserting additional thoughts or explanations into a sentence. Number 11 is round brackets, also known as parentheses. Parentheses are used to include additional information that is not essential to the main sentence. Think of it as a side note or an aside. For example, I went to Bangkok, open parentheses, my favorite city, close parentheses, and stayed there for 2 weeks. The phrase my favorite city gives extra information, but the sentence would still make sense without it. Parentheses are a great way to add context without disrupting the flow of your writing. Number 12 is square brackets. Square brackets are used when you are quoting someone and you need to insert your own explanation or clarification within the quote. For example, that the hostages open square bracket, most of them French close square bracket had been released. The words, most of them French, were not part of the original quote. They were added by the writer to provide additional context for the reader. Square brackets are very common in academic and journalistic writing. Number 13 is braces, also called curly brackets. Braces are used to denote a numeric set or to indicate a group of choices. For example, open brace 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, close brace. This shows a set of numbers. Another example is open brace red, blue, yellow, close brace. This shows a set of color choices. Braces are most commonly seen in mathematics and computer programming and are less frequently used in everyday writing. Number 14 is the slash, also known as the forward slash or oblique. The slash has several different uses. First, it can be used in place of the word or. For example, press refresh / reload button. Second, slashes are essential in web addresses. For example, http://www.gmail.com. Third, slashes represent fractions. For example, 1/2 means 1/2. Fourth, slashes indicate per in measurements. For example, speed is 100 km/h. And fifth, slashes appear in certain abbreviations like C/O, which means care of. And the 15th and final punctuation mark is the ellipsis. An ellipsis is represented by 3 dots in a row. It is used when you want to omit a word, phrase, or even a whole paragraph from a quoted passage. This helps save space and allows you to focus on the most important parts of a quote. For example, today, ellipsis, we vetoed the bill. The ellipsis here shows that some words from the original statement have been left out. An ellipsis can also be used to indicate a trailing thought or hesitation in dialogue. Let us now quickly recap all 15 punctuation marks we have covered. Number 1, the full stop or period. Number 2, the comma. Number 3, the exclamation mark. Number 4, the question mark. Number 5, the colon. Number 6, the semicolon. Number 7, quotation marks. Number 8, the apostrophe. Number 9, the hyphen. Number 10, the dash. Number 11, parentheses or round brackets. Number 12, square brackets. Number 13, braces. Number 14, the slash. And number 15, the ellipsis. Mastering these punctuation marks will greatly improve the clarity and quality of your writing. Thank you for watching and keep practicing your punctuation skills.